Sorry that the show just dropped. As soon as I started playing the Jimmy Dore, it was like I didn't have bandwidth. It confused my bandwidth, and all of a sudden I started dropping frames. It dropped the show, everything. So big apologies to all of you that are now on a new show. I spent all that time promoting the other one. So hopefully people will see that I'm live somewhere else now. I'm not going to get upset about it. It happens. So let's go ahead with the Jimmy Dore. I gave an intro on the last video, but I'll go ahead since this is the new video. I'll start again. So Jimmy Dore does a video where he exposes the two-party duopoly, our political system here in the United States, for exactly what it is. It's two groups of people helping each other to enrich themselves while shitting all over the people that they're supposed to be taking care of, us, the voters. Okay? Jimmy Dore has an interview of Nancy Pelosi. She admits all of it. She admits all of it. She admits that she literally chooses to not use her position to help us because everything's going good for her. She's happy. And as long as she's happy and she's got ice cream and she can take vacations during COVID, fuck the rest of us. You guys have no idea how evil Nancy Pelosi is until you see this fucking video, and I want you all to pay attention and watch. It's harrowing, man. I'm telling you, man. But it's important that you all see her for exactly what she is, and everyone sees this. So go ahead, share this, get it out there, get your friends here, and let's go ahead and start watching Jimmy Dore.
This is Nancy Pelosi went on a podcast. Nancy Pelosi said if the election were held today, we would win. We would win it all, she says. She's referring to the donor money. I really put my friggin' face into that joke. I mean, that's called delivering, baby. That's landing. Some people would trade mugging. That's part of comedy.
That's a Lee Camp trick.
People go, oh, more mugging than what? Hey, that's how comedy works. It's called landing the joke.
Hey, let's smoke and realize that we've got the truth. We've got the truth and the facts right here. Anytime we need them, guys. Anytime you want to know what's really up,
so here she is.
Jimmy Dore. Cyberstyle, no law regarding cannabis. Cannabis is just for all.
Cheers, interviewed by a woman, Kara Swisher. Two crazy things that happened here. Kara Swisher actually first let's do this.
I know it sounds like a crazy question because you're the most powerful, one of the most powerful politicians in this country and in the world. Have people underestimated your power and the power of Congress, and you particularly? And
first of all, it's a great question. Hey, you're so awesome and powerful, and do people know that? You want me to help spread the word about how awesome and powerful? Anyway, all right, but listen to what Nancy says.
How has that affected your ability to do your jobs and to get things done?
Well, I am very powerful. The power of the speaker is awesome, says she. I don't mean I am, but the power of the speaker is awesome. And we are able to bring legislation to the floor. We're able also to stop certain initiatives of the other side, should they have the White House or the other body.
So she has an awesome power. The power is awesome. Isn't that what you said? Did you say awesome? So her power, the power of the speaker, the power she has is awesome. She could use it for many different things. One of them is to stop what the Republicans want to do. It's weird that she's never done that. But theoretically, I guess she could stop what the Republicans are doing, because I don't know if you remember, Nancy Pelosi did not fund the states for coronavirus. She did give you a friendly reminder, your federal government has completely turned their back on you with nothing but a one-time $1,200 FU check for 6 months and counting. So she did that.
Oh, Kafefi.
And by the way, humility is a virtue, isn't it? But who needs that when you've got a $12,000 freezer? So do you remember when when they were doing the CARES Act, we were screaming bloody murder. Nobody else was, by the way, in the news media. We were screaming bloody murder about how Nancy Pelosi was giving Mitch McConnell, Donald Trump, and the 1% donor class everything they wanted and nothing for you, because during the CARES Act was when they had all their power. And Andrew Cuomo even was upset. Remember this? Remember Andrew Cuomo said this on CNN?
We've been talking about funding for state and local governments, and it was not in the bill that the House is going to pass today. They said, don't worry, don't worry, don't worry, the next bill. I said to my colleagues in Washington, I would have insisted that state and local funding was in this current bill, because I don't believe they want to fund state and local governments.
And he was correct. Now this is back in March, and he was saying, why didn't the Democrats who own the House? By the way, Trump can't spend a penny without Nancy Pelosi giving them the money. So that money that got spent during the CARES Act, that $5 trillion, Nancy Pelosi, that could not get spent, could not have get done if Nancy Pelosi didn't engineer it, and she did. And so Andrew Cuomo's like, why did you pass this without giving us money? We we need it. And here's what she said.
So Cuomo says he would have insisted on state funding in the last bill. And now Senator McConnell saying he wants to push the pause button. Was this a tactical mistake by you and Senator Schumer?
Just calm down. We will have state and local, and we will have it in a very significant way.
There has been no state. It's October. It's almost October. What is today's date? September
Listen
29th?
to this.
It's almost October. That was March. Calm down. She told people who are out of jobs. She told governors who have no money to pay for services. She said, calm down. We're gonna fund it, and it's gonna be fine. It's now almost October. No funding, and she doesn't give a crap. By the way, she went on vacation since she did this. She went on a nice month-long vacation after she did this. So here we go. So
It's no use going on to what might have been. The administration never even wanted to do. I mean, we kept this for you. When we said we're not doing 250,
no, I don't care. I don't care what she says. So now, keep all this in mind. Keep all that in mind. She's the most powerful person. She's got awesome power, the speaker. She can stop Republican initiatives whenever she wants. Here she goes. Ready? Here we go. Well then, and then this reporter actually asks her a question.
Where do you go? Where because people are, whatever the Republicans do, people are also going to blame the Democrats.
You know what? We have to take responsibility. We're not worrying about that. What we're worrying about is the fact that millions of people are hungry, on the verge of eviction, concerned about sending their children to school in an unsafe way, having uncertainty, especially in communities of color, that this virus is spreading in a disproportionate way in their communities.
Right.
The state and local government has nothing but the disdain of the president, who says he's not going to respect our heroes, our healthcare workers, our police and fire first responders, our transportation, our sanitation, our food workers.
She's just naming stuff now. She's just naming words and things and occupations. What she's doing is identity politics. Because she's not doing anything for those people either that she's mentioning.
What she's doing is called filibustering. She's trying to take up time because she's asked a question that she doesn't want to give an answer to. So she's going to filibuster. She's going to take up time with words that make people think that she's getting a message across. And you know what it reminds me of anytime I hear someone doing this? It reminds me of the movie Step Brothers, where they're trying to sell the family on their new company, Prestige International. And they've got like a presentation, and they're doing a presentation, and they're in front of all these potential, investors. And they're just saying words that sound, important. First responders, police, our infrastructure. It's fucking hilarious. And now that I've told you that, listen to Nancy Pelosi say that and think of Step Brothers.
This virus is spreading in a disproportionate way in their communities.
Right.
The state and local government has nothing but the disdain of the president, who says he's not going to respect our heroes, our healthcare workers, our police and fire first responders, our transportation, our sanitation, our food workers.
She's just naming stuff now. She's
Like
just naming
stepbrothers.
words and things
Am
and
I right?
occupations. What she's doing is identity politics. Because she's not doing
Hey,
anything
Mike.
for those people either that she's mentioning. But she's just mentioning their names, so you'll associate her with them. That's straight up. So listen, and so the reporter is starting to go, well, watch what she asks.
Our teachers, our teachers, our teachers. We would not be functioning as a society.
And then she goes teachers, so then she's just saying so many words. She just says teachers 3 times in a row. He kind of missed that. That's fucking her. Our teachers, our teachers, our teachers. She ran out of words.
That our state and local governments, and the president says, we're not sending any money, it's blue states.
All right.
Really?
Where do you press that? Like when you did the ACA, which I think is most people really attribute to your muscling it through, you said you go through a gate. If the gate's closed, you go over the fence. If the fence is too high, we'll pole vault in. If that doesn't work, we'll parachute in. We're going to get healthcare reform passed for the American people. Where is your pole vault here? It seems like where is that for?
So here's an actual reporter 4 years
Pay
into the
attention.
Trump
Pay
administration
attention to this.
asking Nancy Pelosi,
Smoke.
what are you doing
Cyber style. No, Larry, got
specifically to push your agenda? What are you doing to pole vault the
Listen to what he's
left's
saying.
agenda
What are you
on
doing?
Trump? And what are you doing specifically to stop him? Here's what she says.
You and aside from the Republicans, how are you going to use your power to make them do something?
Well, I believe in the American people. They understand. People are hurting.
I'm going to stop it right there. I love that he barks now. He just started barking yesterday. He barked one time yesterday. I was like, oh, you're going to start barking now? Good. Good. I like it. It's good. Let me know when there's trouble. When there's danger. Hammer out lane. If I had a hammer, I'd hammer in the morning. I'd hammer in the evening. All over this land. I'd hammer out. Does he say danger? Or hammer out love. Or hammer out love between my brothers and my sisters all over this land. I just want to stop Nancy Pelosi right there. Okay? The question was, what are you going to do with the power that you're given to stop what's going on? Okay? Listen to Nancy Pelosi's answer.
So here's an actual reporter 4 years into the Trump administration asking Nancy Pelosi, what are you doing specifically
finishing this off.
to push your agenda? What are you doing to pole vault the left's agenda on Trump? And what are you doing specifically to stop him? Here's what she says.
You and aside from the Republicans, how are you going to use your power to make them do something?
Well, I believe in the American people. They understand. People are hurting. We have to meet their needs.
Prestige, international, boats, women, money, foreign exchanges, tall buildings, corporations, envelopes, the things that are used in businesses. Now, they just asked Nancy Pelosi, what are you going to do? And her response is, the people.
To stop him. Here's what she says.
Listen to her response.
And aside from the Republicans, how are you going to use your power to
How are you
make
going to
them
use
do
your power?
something?
Well, I believe in the American people. They
I believe in the American people.
understand.
They understand.
People are hurting.
People are hurting.
We have to meet their needs.
We have to meet their needs. How are you going to use your power to help people? We have to meet their needs. We have to help people. Yeah, people know. Yeah, how are you going to help the people? Well, the people know that we have to help them.
not give the president a chance to just say,
How are you meeting?
Not give the president a chance to just say, I'm going to use my power to not give the president a chance to just say, what? What are you even saying, you stupid fucking stank cunt? Pelosi, you are a stupid fucking stank cunt. She needs to be called that, Jimmy. I'm sorry.
Their needs. She won't say it, and you know why? Because she's not meeting their needs. Nancy Pelosi isn't doing a goddamn thing. And just like this reporter pointed out, when you were trying to pass the ACA, you said you'd do a pole vault. You go over the fence, around it, under everything. You get it done. What are you doing to show that you're doing that now? Where's your pole vault now?
Good question.
There isn't one, and she
He's
just
right.
keeps talking. So this whole
Blah,
thing
blah,
is
blah.
to make it crystal clear that Nancy Pelosi is controlled opposition. If you think Nancy Pelosi is the opposition to Trump, you are a chump.
I'm going to put my name on a check, send it out, and don't talk to me about food, rent.
Okay, wait. How are you going to use your power to help the American people? I'm going to put my name on a check and send it. She's talking like she's Trump.
First responders, healthcare workers, the virus, or anything else. That's all he wants is his name on a.
Did she literally just say healthcare workers and first responders again? Prestige International. Speaker Nancy Pelosi endorses us. She has words. We've got the words too. All kinds of words. The words that come from you never know where they're coming from. Dictionary words, Pictionary words, words that you'll find on the Wikipedia, words that you'll find in the Urban Dictionary because we've got lots of them and we're going to throw a whole bunch of them at you right now. We're Prestige International with our CEO, Nancy Pelosi, Speaker, Madam Speaker, the Speaker of the House. She's the Madam Speaker. She's so dignified. She's so important. She does so much for America and Americans. She's Prestige International. She's Nancy Pelosi.
That goes out.
Well,
And
in all due
everybody
respect,
wants that.
what's the difference? So, as long as the people get the money, like what?
At what point did you answer the question you were just asked, you stupid fucking cunt?
So the reporter, so what's the difference? As long as the people get the money, you want to stop money going to people because Donald Trump's name will be on the check?
You know, I understand why people don't watch my show now. It's my language. I know it is. I know that people can't handle that. And you know what? I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. If you guys are okay with that, I'm okay with that. You know, just tell people I am salty as a fucking sailor in Siena. All right? I don't know what that means. That doesn't even mean anything.
People are hurting, and Nancy Pelosi doesn't want to help them because she doesn't want Donald Trump to get credit for it before the election. And that is a fact. So if you don't have help right now during coronavirus after the government made you close down your business and you lost your job, you're not getting relief because Nancy Pelosi is playing politics. She doesn't want to do something that would make Trump look good before the election. She's not helping you.
Wait a minute.
Okay.
Perhaps I'm not clear.
Okay.
No, you're not.
State and local government provide everything
Right.
for us. There's where our services largely come from. If you want to talk about education, we're unhappy about the kind of money and how they want to spend it at the federal level. But that's a small percentage of the money. Over 90% of the money comes from state and local government, which is firing teachers as we speak. So we're looking at it comprehensively.
Did you say
You're
teachers
saying just so
again?
they have a check in their pocket, it doesn't
Right.
matter.
I get
if
that.
they have
So
food
what
in
is
the
your
rent.
pole vault to get there?
So what do you, okay, all
Whoa.
right. So you want to deny him that check and you got all these other things that we have to take care of. What are you doing to do this? What are you using to make sure all this stuff you just said is happening? What are you doing specifically? This is what the reporter's question is, and she's not doing anything. And so she has no answer. Watch this.
Beard up,
Or are you going
son.
to pole vault over this?
We're just going to keep making our case.
What is that case, by the way?
We're just going to keep making that case. We're just going to keep making our case. What? What do you mean you're going to keep making your case? You just said you were the most powerful, the awesome power of the speaker. And she asked, what are you going to do specifically? No, we're just going to keep making our case. You mean you're going to keep going on TV and talking? Yes. You're going to keep going on podcasts and talking about what a bad guy Donald Trump is? Yes.
That's not her job.
That's what she means.
She's the
That's
speaker.
it.
She's supposed to have
The most
powers.
powerful person in the Democratic Party. The second most powerful person in the whole goddamn country. In the world, possibly. What are you going to do to get your agenda passed? Nothing. I'm going to go on TV and podcasts and talk about what a creep Donald Trump is.
And
I'll back it up.
check in their pocket, it
Right,
doesn't matter.
I get
if they
that.
have
So
food
what
in
is
the rent.
your pole vault to get there? How are you gonna pole vault over this?
We're just going to keep making our case. And I want to tell you something.
Mhm.
You may not know this.
Tell me.
The poll that came out, 49.
Okay, how are you going to do this? How are you going to do it? We're going to make our case. Oh, and let me tell you something. A poll came out. How are you going to do it? Wait, what tools are you going to use? You are the Speaker of the House, and you've got awesome powers. Jimmy goes over this really well and thoroughly. You've got these awesome powers that you were bragging about before in this interview. You've got these awesome powers. The awesome powers of the speaker. You're the most powerful woman on the planet. What is it that you're going to do, since it's your job to oppose the president, to oppose the president?
9 to 30, the American people support how the congressional Democrats are supporting the coronavirus challenge.
What?
So you're just gonna keep making but the actual
It's like
mechanics,
two
the operating
conversations.
mechanics of making-
It's like there's two fucking totally separate conversations going on, okay? There's the reporter asking really important questions, and there's Nancy Pelosi having a conversation by herself with like an imaginary person.
Can happen.
She's
Yeah.
a psycho.
Are you optimistic?
Yeah,
So, but the actual mechanic, what are you doing? Nothing. Nothing. So you can go ahead and vote for Democrats. You can vote for Joe Biden all you want. You can vote extra hard. You can vote extra early. But when Joe Biden wins the presidency, you just have another huge effing problem. And it starts with 100 millionaire Nancy Pelosi, who is a war criminal and a regular criminal. You know who gets rich while they're in government? Criminals. And who said that? Harry Truman. Who got rich while she was in government? Nancy Pelosi, who is legit war criminal and a real, regular, everyday criminal. She's complicit in torture. The most powerful. Oh, remember how powerful she said she was? And what are you doing? Nothing. What? Remember how you said you got a pole vault over if the fence is locked, you got a pole vault over it? What's your pole vault? Nothing. So if you think voting Democrat is a solution, you're a chump or a willful idiot. Did I say Trump? I meant Biden.
Yeah.
It goes both ways.
Either
Either way,
or,
it works.
come on.
It works. Joe Biden is another problem. Some people say Joe Biden is a more insidious problem.
See, that's an important part of this video, is when Steph and him agree that the two-party duopoly is not working. It doesn't matter whether he's talking about Joe Biden or Donald Trump. This is where I completely agree too, guys. This is why you should listen to Graham Elwood and Lee Camp as well as Jimmy Dore. They got it figured out. They understand. Hey, man, they're comedians. They're fans of George Carlin, who had this figured out years ago. You know, it's a big club and you ain't in it. Nancy Pelosi's in it. Donald Trump is in it. Hillary Clinton is in it. Barack Obama is in it. Where's my triage, man? Where's my goddams? I need my goddams. I refrigerated some last night. I got all new triages for the house. That stock has dropped in weight considerably. Considerably. I got my old school bottles, man. I got my old school bottles. I keep them around the house. I'm going to put one here. I like to keep one here. I like to keep one over here. I like to keep several of them over here. And I'll take these three over here. All right, remember we were weighing in at what was it? I can't remember, man. 4.6 or something ounces yesterday. It's down to 3.8. It was 3.9 when I started the show, and now it's down to 3.8. So it's losing all of its moisture right now. It's interesting. Look, I got the old school jars. Hit number 1 if you've got an old school jar with my face on it. From the old, what I used to call it? Trendy pain oil days. Doesn't even say it on the jar. It just says Trendy as Dabbers anti-pain and itch on it. Didn't even have a name on the jar. Alan's got one of these. That's the old ones, man. Yeah, I got a few of these left. You know? So those are the ones that I refill. I just refill them from the jug, you know? I put them in the refrigerator. I get them all nice and solidified. They're so beautiful, man, aren't they? When they do that, oh, man, I love this stuff so much. Look at that. Oh, God, I love that stuff. Look at that, man. Some doctor saw that and said, some idiot doctor, I'm a smarter doctor than, I'm better, more qualified as a doctor than him, said, don't use that. That's got some kind of bacteria in it. Eddie, I'll tweet it right now. Carson, Jonah, has anybody ever had a problem with my triage oil? Has anybody ever got sick from using my triage oil? Has anyone? Of course not. No one. Never. Ever. Morning. Hey, Roland, what's up? At work but tuned in. All right, cool, man. I'm glad. We're watching this really good episode of Jimmy Dore. I came out here because I wanted to use some of this. Oh, I thought I filled this up. It didn't get filled up. Huh. This one didn't get filled up. Isn't that weird? That's weird. I think that's weird. I wonder how I missed that. Could there have been a giant air bubble in there? Maybe it was, man. Maybe there was a giant air bubble in that. Boom. There's a full one. Refill. These are refills, man. Refill. Refills are cool, man. Never oil US great. I just tweeted the pic. Eddie. Stupid ass doctors. He's indoctrinated. Enoch. Indoctrinated.
Because the left goes to sleep when the Democrats are in control. Just like the Democrats don't know that Nancy Pelosi is actually a Republican. Just like guys like all your blue check Hollywood fucks. They don't know that Nancy Pelosi actually isn't opposing Donald Trump. Except in the most professional wrestling type way. She loves Donald Trump because she fundraises off him. She doesn't actually oppose him. She's not using the power of the speakership to do anything.
This inspires me to write a tweet about Nancy Pelosi to say, Nancy, wasn't it your job to protect the women of the world from Donald Trump putting all these justices in that are going to unbalance the court and make Roe v. Wade a thing of the past? Wasn't that your job? What are you doing about that? Oh, yeah, that's right. You've done absolutely nothing. But okay, every single judge. Huh? Isn't that kind of weird? Isn't that weird? She's the most powerful woman in the world, and she's supposed to protect women. She's a Democrat. Is she supposed to be, I don't know. Is she supposed to, it's kind of weird. I just think it's weird. Isn't it weird?
What's your poll vote? Here, I'll play it again.
Coronavirus challenge.
So you're just gonna keep making your,
I
So
don't
you're
even
just gonna,
understand.
so you're just gonna keep making your stupid case to the
No,
American
Hash,
public?
no.
That's where you, so you're not, so you could do this whether you were speaker or not? But what are you doing with the speaker power?
Thank
What are
you,
you doing with the
Kristen.
speaker power?
Cheers, guys. No longer regarding cannabis. Cannabis
What are
is
you doing
out
with
for
the speaker
420
power?
cyber
So
style.
the reporter goes, so you're just going to
Cannabis
keep
isn't
making
just
the
raw.
case to the, you're not going to do anything? But what are you doing with the speaker power, the mechanics?
the actual mechanics, the operational
Yes.
mechanics of making it happen?
Yeah.
Are you
Yeah,
optimistic?
well, we are legislating.
Okay.
We are
Okay.
legislating.
Okay.
And if the president does not want to legislate and just wants to have his name on a check, that ain't gonna happen.
That is Nancy Pelosi being smug about denying you money relief during a pandemic and smugly saying it. She's bragging that she's going to deny you help. Right.
Did you guys hear what he just said to you? All of you guys that want checks from the government, listen to what she just fucking said and then listen to what Jimmy said.
Mechanics, the operational
Yes.
mechanics of making it happen.
Yeah.
Are you
Yeah,
optimistic?
well, we are legislating.
Okay.
We are
Okay.
legislating. And
Okay.
if the president does not want to legislate and just wants to have his name on a check, that ain't gonna happen.
That is Nancy Pelosi.
Want to legislate and just wants to have his name on a check, that ain't gonna happen.
That is Nancy Pelosi. Okay.
Legislating.
Okay.
Want to legislate and just wants to have his
That is Nancy Pelosi.
want to legislate and just want to have his name on a check, that ain't gonna happen. Want to legislate and just want to have his name on a check, that ain't gonna happen. Want to legislate and just want to have his name on a check, that ain't gonna happen.
That is Nancy Pelosi.
Want to legislate and just want to have his name on a check, that ain't gonna happen. Want to legislate and just want to have his name on a check, that ain't gonna happen. Want to legislate and just want to have his name on a check, that ain't gonna happen. Want to legislate and just want to have his name on a check, that ain't gonna happen.
That is Nancy. That is Nancy Pelosi.
Want to legislate and just want to have his name on a check, that ain't gonna happen.
You guys hear how that cunt is talking to y'all? Hey, Tula. Do you guys hear how she's talking to y'all? Oh, you guys want to check, but it's going to have Donald Trump's name on it? That ain't going to happen. Miss fucking Napa Valley fucking, what is she, 1/10 a fucking billionaire?
That is Nancy Pelosi being smug about denying you money relief during a pandemic and smugly saying it. She's bragging that she's going to deny you help right now. That ain't going to happen. What? And that reporter rolled over pretty quickly. It was so funny. That reporter asked 3 good questions in a row and then just, okay. Nancy Pelosi engineered the CARES Act. Nancy Pelosi made sure. How did the coronavirus stimulus package? It passed out a voice vote. Why did she do that? Because she knew it was horrible. And so then people like AOC could lie and say she was actually opposing Nancy Pelosi's coronavirus package when she was not. She voted
my
for
God,
it.
Tool, that's
Every
crazy.
Democrat voted for it. Every single one, including Bernie Sanders. The largest upward transfer of wealth in the history of humankind. It was engineered by Nancy Pelosi and voted for by the squad, AOC, and Bernie Sanders. And now, who's being naive, Kay?
Her Napa Valley.
You think voting for a goddamn
Napa
Democrat
Valley
is a
mansion?
solution to anything. You are a chump of the highest order or a
San
willful idiot.
Francisco. She's
I'll
probably got
also
a
throw in
bunch of
plain,
homes.
plain just uninformed on purpose. House approves the CARE Act by a voice vote. No recorded vote was requested. So
Almost-
if AOC
almost
wants
bottom
to
of
say
the
she voted
hour.
against
It's
it, why
almost
did
time
she
to smoke.
request a recorded vote? Because she didn't. So I just want you
Wanna see the
everybody to
buds?
hear that. Nancy Pelosi says she's the most powerful president. She has awesome power of the speakership. She could stop Republicans' initiatives, which she could. And when asked, what are you doing to stop them? Nothing. Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing with the awesome power of the speakership to help people in the middle of the pandemic and in the middle of an economic depression? Nothing. I'm nothing. I'm going to keep going making the case. I was told by people, and I didn't believe it. I thought they were being cynical. They said Nancy Pelosi's not going to do anything to help people during the pandemic until after the election. That's what people told me. And I was like, I'm a cynical mother. That's pretty cynical, man. Come on. She's not going to help people. People are going to be getting kicked out of their house. People don't have health care. She's not going to help. People don't have their jobs because the government told them to shut down. She's not going to help people during the... Come on. They said she's not going to do it. These are insiders in the Democratic Party told me this. They said she's not going to do it until after the election. And here it is. And that's just wrestling anyway. Because she doesn't really oppose it. She loved... The CARES Act was done. It's over. It's all over. That was the one time the Democrats had leverage to do something, and they didn't. Okay, so more. This interview goes on, and it gets worse. I think we're going to talk about the Supreme Court here. Let's see.
You know, whether you like it or not. And you have to keep moving forward with your political goals, right?
Well, I don't think that it was appropriate.
You have to keep moving forward with your political goals, right? Okay.
Within hours of the news of her passing, came forth that the leader in the Senate made his announcement. I think cruel.
Okay, but
and
Trump
inappropriate.
has a list of frontrunners to replace Justice Ginsburg and said that he'll announce his nomination this week. But is there anything you can do to influence what happens next?
Well, I have arrows in my quiver, the House quiver, and one.
But I will also say that all of my arrows are made by Nerf.
They're 11 and a half feet tall.
What kind of an out of touch? By the way, we got to stop this arrows and quiver shit.
Listen to what he talks about here.
A quiver? You know, I had no idea what a quiver. I had to look up what the F they were talking about. A quiver? Hey, I didn't go to boarding school. A quiver? A quiver. That's, I guess, the thing they put the arrows in. It's called a quiver. So you pull out it. What? Who does this? This certainly connecting with those 100 million people who don't vote. So she says, she has all these quivers. Okay, here we go. She has all these arrows in her quiver.
My arrows is not to say what the arrows are.
Okay.
But I will say this, vote, 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 vote. It's so important that the prospect of
Yes, vote for someone who may do something, but they can't tell you. That's inspiring.
people voting, I think, will be a message to the Republicans about how
She just said, well, what is your arrows and what are you going to do? I can't tell you what I'm going to do, but vote for us. She just said that. What are your arrows? Well, one of my arrows is not telling you what they are. But vote for you? This is a real thing. So Nancy Pelosi has never been asked a question in 4 frickin' years since Trump has been elected. She's finally getting asked questions by this Carol woman, and she doesn't have, oh my God.
receptive they are to moving so quickly on this.
So just keep this in mind. The Democrats could do it for a dozen different things to stall Trump's nominee from being nominated to the Supreme Court, yet they don't and won't. Republicans are paid to be the aggressors, and Democrats are paid to be weak. If you don't understand this by now, you are in a coma. Do you hear, Nancy Pelosi? What are you doing for the people in the pandemic? Nothing. We're just gonna nothing. We're certainly not gonna let Trump send the check to people to help them. What about the Supreme Court? What are you doing? Nothing. It's funny, liberals accuse the left of not caring about this situation, while someone like Pelosi has more power than every single one of us, but refuses to do anything with it. Who's the one really not taking this shit seriously? Don't you know asking politicians to do their jobs isn't civil, and the most important thing of all is civility? FYI, I tweeted out this podcast and her saying this. When asked whether Pelosi is using all her quivers all the arrows in her quiver to stop Trump from replacing Ruth Bader Ginsburg, Pelosi implies that she doesn't think Republicans are going to overturn Roe anyway. Oh, I'm going to play that in a second. FYI to my blue check Hollywood friends, no matter what Rachel Maddow tells you, the Democrats do not oppose Donald Trump, and you are chumps.
God, it hits so hard. No law regarding cannabis. Cannabis isn't
by the
just
way,
for all.
she did
Bottom of
take
the
a
hour.
vacation
Cheers, everybody. Cyber style.
during the pandemic.
Cyber styles.
Congress.
Cheers.
The only time Congress acts swiftly is when it's to go on vacation or to approve a war budget. Hey, we're in the middle of a pandemic. Let's go on vacation. More Nancy Pelosi.
All right. When you talk about this idea of Bill Barr, him being an employee or a henchman, which is your word, you still have power to do something about it, to hit harder.
He's a waste of time. I think he's a waste.
Oh, there's some. You could do something about this. Why don't you? What? Nah, I'm not gonna. It's a waste of time to do something about it. It's a waste of time to do something about Bill Barr. I'm not gonna do anything. But the reporter's like, but you could do something. Yeah, I'm not gonna.
I might have to work.
Now, right now, we have the election. The fact is, he's not worth it because we have a pandemic.
He's
and
not
it's hard
worth
enough to.
And I already told you I'm not doing anything to help people during the pandemic. So now she's going to pretend now like she's actually doing something during the pandemic. They're not doing anything.
Convince this administration that they should stop the pandemic than to waste our time on Barr.
So I'm going to play that. I'm going to start over.
Go ahead.
All right. When you talk about this idea of Bill Barr, him being an employee or a henchman, which is your word, you still have power to do something about it, to hit harder.
He's a waste of time. I think he's a waste of time. Right now, we have the election. The fact is, he's not worth it because we have a pandemic. And it's hard enough to convince this administration that they should stop the pandemic than to waste our time.
What about you?
Yeah, how are you going to stop? How are you going to stop the fucking pandemic? Exactly.
I thought you're super powerful. What are you doing? I'm just here to whine and hope that Donald Trump does something. And I'll try to shame Donald Trump into doing something, but I'm not actually going to do anything. Come on, we have a pandemic that I'm doing nothing about. And I have an election that we're not really trying to win.
Look, if I was Nancy Pelosi, this is what I would do. I would go in front of Congress. I would try to pass an initiative to require everyone in this fucking country to wear a goddamn mask for 30 days. That's what I would do. I would pass an initiative for everybody in this goddamn country to be locked the fuck down for 30 days. And you know what? On day 31, when you guys all came out of your fucking caves after 30 long fucking days in your beautiful homes, you'd come out and you'd fucking kiss my fucking feet for defeating that bullshit. But that ain't gonna happen. That's what we would need, but that ain't gonna happen. She ain't gonna do it because there's too many Americans out there that don't think that that would actually stop the virus. There's too many idiots out there that refuse to watch someone like Thunderfoot, who's a fucking scientist. You know, try to put a goddamn mask on. If I don't have one sitting right here. I got them all over now. Put a fucking N95 mask on and try to blow out a fucking candle. And then you tell me it doesn't limit the amount of air coming in and out of your fucking mouth. You fucking idiot. Of course it slows down the transmission of the virus. If it slows down the amount of air coming in and out of your mouth, it's common fucking sense. You fucking morons. That's Tula. That's because you're smart, obviously.
I don't have time to waste time.
Just 30 days. Just 30 days.
Barr.
It would be done.
So let's focus
We'd
on
be done.
So he's
Okay, so you're not going to do anything with William Barr, which you could. Let's focus on the stuff you could be doing with Trump. Watch this.
So Trump is not. So one person wrote yesterday on Twitter, of all things, the instinct to compromise.
This is how we do it. This is how we do it. You guys like, how would you enforce something like that, Nay? Are you ready? Here we go. Every person that you see not wearing a mask, you get a fucking shot of them. And you send it into the government. We'll give you $100. Then we'll go pick them up and lock them up in COVID prison where they can all catch COVID together since they're so fucking smart.
Looks like capitulation.
That
it was interesting.
people
many
would
years ago,
fucking
Rahm Emanuel said
adhere.
about you, a lot of Democrats are uncomfortable with the use of power. Nancy Pelosi is not. What can you do to rein in the power of the president? Seems like this is not just it's persistent, it's relentless, it doesn't stop. You're fixing something over here, then something happens over here. It's everywhere. So how do you rein in the power of the president? If you want to not look at his henchmen, if you want to not look at his employees, how do you do that?
Well, we're going to have to win the United States Senate.
Remember that, taking over the House, turn it blue so Nancy Pelosi could be a check on pocket? Oh, how do you do that? She just got done telling us how unbelievably powerful the House Speaker is. Hey, the House Speaker has a lot of power, lots of stuff we can do. A few minutes later, she says, what can we do to reel in the president? Well, we need the Senate.
What we have in the Congress of the United States are just a herd of enablers of the president.
No, you're the enabler of the president, Nancy Pelosi.
Exactly.
You are the enabler. You passed his entire agenda. You even gave Trump money for his border wall. You gave him an extra $132 billion to go bomb people as you were claiming he was working for Vladimir Putin.
That's who they are. You know, people have to understand. They say to me, oh, I bet those members of Congress are so embarrassed by it. No, he's their guy. He's their guy. Name any...
Remember, the question was, what are you doing to put a check on Bill Barr? What are you doing to put a check on Donald Trump? Do you hear what she's saying? Those guys are bad guys. But what are you doing? Did you see how bad they are? This is professional wrestling, you dupes.
I know.
Who think Nancy Pelosi is the opposition.
She's snickering.
Subject. Name a woman's right to choose, LGBTQ rights,
Got the Beazle
climate issues,
Got the
immigration,
Beazling
gun
in the back.
safety, fairness in our economy. He's their champion.
I was
They
Beazling
think just
with
like
the
him.
Beazle
They
in the
are
back.
The
The
current
trouble was
version
level.
of
I like it like that.
Republicans. I tell people in
Yeah.
the Republican Party, take back your party. This isn't who you are. You've been hijacked.
All right,
But then we have to win the White House. But let me just say that even with the Democrat in the White House, even if it's a Democrat,
Just
we
completely.
do think there have to
You
be.
know, you say deflecting. It's so far beyond deflecting, Tula. It is. You know how I described it? I think it was before you came on. It's like it's like there's two conversations going on, and Nancy Pelosi is just talking and ignoring everything that the person that's asking the interviewer is asking her. It's like two totally different conversations.
Guardrails more pronounced, so we have to make sure
to make them
that
stronger.
whoever the president is, Democratic or Republican.
Did you hear what she just said? There's currently a Republican in the presidency right now. She won't do anything to curb him. But I'm not going to bother reeling in the current Republican president, but I'll try to make sure I reel in the future Democratic one. That way, it's easier to make excuses when nothing changes.
My head feels like it's going to explode right now.
You can't parody this.
This is why it's so important that all of you guys who are either going to vote one way or the other, y'all have to know this. That this is where we're headed. I mean, I know you don't want Trump to be in there. Some people out there, you just don't want Trump in there. I totally understand. I don't want Trump in there either. I totally understand. But this is, if you vote Democrat, this is what you're fucking getting. More of the same.
Here she's ripping up his. Now
that right there is the extent of Nancy Pelosi's power. She literally has the same power that my 60-pound pit bull has. He can rip up paper too. And in fact, his paper was cardboard. His paper was a little bit thicker. But I'm just here to tell you that literally that is what Nancy Pelosi is capable of doing, is what a little doggy can do. She's a little doggy. He's my little doggy. He's my little doggy. and she's the American people's little doggy, and that is all she can do is rip up fucking paper. That is literally all she's fucking capable of doing. Like we're supposed to be impressed that you did something. My dog can do that, Nancy. My dog literally did that. Why don't you go do your job, most powerful woman with the most awesome powers of any woman in the world? You're powerless, or you just don't want to do. Oh, it's that you don't want to do anything. You're status quo ho. That's what you are, Nancy Pelosi, status quo ho. Hashtag it. Hashtag status quo ho.
That's why when I'm Tucker Carlson, so I can tell everybody who watches Tucker Carlson that this was theater. That Nancy Pelosi and Donald Trump are working together for the 1%. Not against them, for them. They are the 1%.
That's my pitbull.
Nancy Pelosi, right before she ripped this up, passed his entire legislative agenda.
All right, so your relationship with President Trump is an interesting one. You serve as a foil for him in a lot of ways. You've never been shy to speak your mind with him, like ripping up his speech at the State of the Union.
Mm-hmm.
You're Speaker of the House, though, and you haven't spoken to him in almost a year. Do you get a sense that that you should be speaking to him, given you are the most powerful Democrat at this moment?
I speak to him every day in the public domain.
In the public domain.
That's
What
how
about
he hears things.
right?
That's how he hears things.
Do you realize that what she just said literally sounds like she's talking about, literally sounds like she's talking about God? How do you speak to him in the public domain? That's how he hears things. I want you to listen to that exchange again.
Ripping up his speech at the State of the Union. You're Speaker of the House, though, and you haven't spoken to him in almost a year. Do you get a sense that that's
Your
that
job?
you should be speaking to him, given you are the most powerful Democrat at this moment?
I speak to him every day in the public domain.
In the public domain.
That's
What
how
about
he hears things.
right?
That's how he hears things.
How he hears
And,
things. He knows all.
Again, I want
He
to have
sees
a
all.
witness to what I have to
A
say
witness.
to him.
I need
One of your-
a priest and a witness, and he sees and knows all. And I'll just put it out there. I'm just going to put it out there, and he will hear it because he hears everything. He's going to hear everything and sees everything. He is God. Donald Trump is God. Nancy Pelosi. She doesn't have to talk to him because he's God. He can hear everything. He sees everything. He knows all.
Your ways is sort of to treat him like a baby and somewhat like a moron. I mean, the way you talk to him. Do you think, is this theatrical, or is there really a behind the scenes that is going on?
No, it's spontaneous of the moment.
Right.
The tearing up of the speech, I was about halfway through the speech when I decided to do that.
Right,
That
but
was
these are
quite
theatrics.
spontaneous.
Oh. You
Well, it was spontaneous.
Who is your audience? Is it him? Are you trying to get under his skin? What's the goal?
No, he's not. I mean, the audience was my own integrity. I couldn't.
Her audience was her own integrity. In other words, the show was canceled due to no attendance.
Oh!
Was a pack of lies.
Bam!
A pack of lies. So I thought, well, I'll tear that page. I was thinking, I got to
Jimmy.
tear that page up. It's a lie. That page and that page. And then finally it was like the whole speech was a pack of lies. And he dishonored the chamber of the House of Representatives by being so political. We don't do that.
All right, but let me just say, you're not Nancy the suburban housewife just sitting there tearing up papers. You're Nancy the Speaker of the
That's right.
House.
Speaker of the House.
So you-
co-equal
so-
branch of government. The Article 1, the first branch of government.
So you
Tearing
felt
up
this
the
was,
speech.
even though in these moments it's quite dramatic, whether it's the sunglasses, whether it's the tearing up of the speech, whether it's the tiny clapping. Do you? It's well, the tiny.
I
what
like
else?
the best when I'm
Hey, Paul XBSOG, it's fucking hilarious. Are you kidding me? That was a good joke. Look, dude, if you thought that joke that Jimmy just made was fucking hilarious like I did, press number 1. You know, she said the audience was her integrity. Jimmy said that's why there was nobody there. Paul, if my audience agrees with me and says it was funny, then you've got a slant against Jimmy Dore because that was a good joke. And I need you to apologize to my audience for lying to them about a great joke. Uh-oh, there's 3 1s against you right there, buddy. 4 1s against you. People thought it was funny. 5 1s. You know what? I think I'm going to go play the joke again. It was that funny. I think it was worth it. Let's go back.
On.
No, it's spontaneous of the moment.
Here we go.
Right.
The tearing up of the speech, I was about halfway through the speech when I decided to do that.
Right,
That
but
was
these are
quite
theatrics.
spontaneous.
Oh.
Well, it was spontaneous.
Who is your audience? Is it him? Are you trying to get under his skin? What's the goal?
No, it's not. I mean, the audience was my own.
You got something to say, pal?
I couldn't. This
Her audience was her own integrity. In other words, the show was canceled due to no attendance.
It's funny every time.
pack of lines.
Press number 2 if you laughed again.
So I thought, I'll
Press-
tear that page. I was thinking, I got to tear that page up.
Press number 2 if you laughed again. Press number 2 if you laughed again. Press number 2 if you laughed again. Paul, it was a funny joke. That's all I'm saying. Look, hey man, if you got a problem with Jimmy Dore, I got plenty of problems with Jimmy Dore, man. I mean, I love the man, but I've got no problem exposing for anything that this man does that I disagree with, okay? I appreciate and expect the same from you, man. I don't think that if Donald Trump makes a funny joke, I'll give him fucking credit for it. I don't care who the fuck it is or how much I hate them. When they say something funny, and Donald Trump has said some funny shit. Like when perfect example, when Hillary Clinton was in the debates with him and she said, Donald Trump hasn't paid any taxes in the last 10 years. And he leans into the mic and he goes, makes me smart. That was fucking hilarious. I'll give him credit for that. It was a funny joke. You simply meant it's painful to listen to her? Well, why didn't you just fucking say that, Paul? Why did you try to cut down on Jimmy and say shit wasn't funny? Dude, that was a fucking hilarious joke. I see where you're coming from now. But it was a great joke, man. I mean, this is why people should watch Jimmy Dore. This is my point. Because with the acidity of politics today and how hard of a pill it is to swallow, he makes it a little bit easier. He's a little bit of sugar. You know, take a little spoonful of sugar to make the medicine go down. Jimmy Dore is that spoonful of sugar. And that's why you should watch his show. It was pathetic and weak. Oh, her ripping up the speech was pathetic and weak. Is that what you're saying? Right. I see what you're saying. All I'm saying is Jimmy made a good joke. And you said it wasn't that funny. And I said, yeah, it was. You're more than welcome to have your opinion in here. You are. I totally agree with you, man. I totally agree with you. She's fucking pathetic. Dude, if Nancy Pelosi could walk off of a curb right now and slip and break her ankle and then her head falls out, she cracks her head on the street, and then a fucking Mack truck runs over her head and squishes it into fucking unrecognizable mush on the pavement, I would be very happy. I would dance. I'd dance a jig right here on the floor for you. And let me tell you, sometimes I say fucked up shit on this live stream, and I understand that it can hurt some people's feelings and they don't understand where I'm coming from. But if you listen to Jimmy Dore, especially about when he's talking about this, but I say listen to him all the time. You don't have to believe everything he tells you, but listen to him because he's fun and he's funny and he loves you enough to spend his time doing this shit for you guys. And he will make you laugh if you pay attention to him.
Yeah, it's a lie. That page and that page. And then finally it was like the whole speech was a pack of lies. And he dishonored the chamber of the House of Representatives by being so political. We don't do that.
All right, but let me just say, you're not Nancy the suburban housewife just sitting there tearing up papers. You're Nancy the Speaker of the
That's right,
House.
Speaker of the House,
So
co-equal branch of government. Article 1, the first branch of
Yeah,
government.
yeah,
So you
yeah.
felt this was, even though in these moments, it's quite dramatic, whether it's the sunglasses, whether it's the tearing up of the speech, whether it's the tiny clapping. Do you, well, the tiny
I like
clapping.
the best when I'm pointing to him, with you, Mr. President, all roads lead to Putin, and he put out the picture.
Yeah, yeah,
And he
yeah.
put out the picture. I was
Yeah,
like,
he
what?
did.
Thank you
Yeah, so
very
that's your
much.
favorite. Okay, all right, that's your favorite. Okay.
That is-
So, but
Listen to how
sometimes some
joyous
people
she
think
is.
that you don't go far enough,
all the
that you're
joke.
too operational. I've had several different people I talked to saying the impeachment wasn't far enough.
Well, how
as
far
you
can we
did-
go? We are not the Senate.
I understand that, but do you think taking baby steps has been helpful with this
I don't
president?
think impeaching the president is taking baby steps.
Okay,
And by the way, I have two things to say about your question.
okay,
One is that I have great reliance on my committees
Right.
and how they develop what they think is the best way for us to proceed. It's not me
Okay, who
telling
cares?
other people. We build
Okay,
consensus.
okay.
That's why we have unity.
Okay,
in our
why are you
party.
wasting? She's
Sure, in spite
filibustering.
of all of our
Words,
differences, and they are
team,
vast,
teamwork.
We build
Here we go.
consensus, and that was the consent.
Teamwork, people, working together, togetherness, understanding, problem solving, people, groups of people, communicating with each other, cell phones, smartphones, smarter phones, intensely smart smartphones with super high, smart, intelligent computer chips in them, with more people talking and communicating, groups of people understanding.
Senses, and that's how we went forward. As far as my own behavior, apart from what the committees and this or that, what I have, says she immodestly, is authenticity. And that's what I do, what I believe, and that's what it is. And that's why the election is important, to send a message to these senators who are up this time.
Who was the person who filed impeachment? Who filed the impeachment proceedings against Donald Trump? Okay, Google. What person filed impeachment proceedings against Donald Trump?
According to Wikipedia, two Republican representatives, Justin Amash and Carlos Curbelo, called for impeachment on the grounds that obstruction of justice charges against Trump were proven true.
Well, that's not it. That's not it. Call for impeachment on the grounds. Huh, wait, I don't think that's it. Who filed the paperwork? Wasn't it her job? Okay, here we go. Here's the impeachment of Donald Trump on Wikipedia. All right. In case you don't think it happened, the impeachment of Donald Trump. Yeah, it happened. He got impeached. And let's just see who filed those papers, man. Because I don't know. Accused. Whoa! What's it say right there? Proponents. Nancy Pelosi, Speaker of the House. Okay, Paul X BSOG says she didn't impeach Trump. She's taking credit for stuff she didn't do. Paul, you owe my fucking audience an apology. I hate when people say shit they don't know and you spread falsities. You spread bullshit. So stop spewing your lies, and you can apologize to my audience right now for lying to everybody. I had to fucking Google shit just to fucking prove that you're a fucking liar. I can't believe a goddamn word you say now. You know? You're not going to apologize? Are you not going to apologize? You're accusing me of looking something up on Google, finding it on Wikipedia. All right, let's just block you. All right, just fuck off. Normally I'd leave you up just so my audience could see the obnoxious shit you were saying. But all he's saying is basically I'm using Google and Wikipedia to prove him wrong, and I'm a fool for not getting my facts from a legitimate source of information. All I found out was that Nancy Pelosi was in favor of what she was the first proponent of the impeachment of Donald Trump. She can take full credit for doing that, being the fact that she at the time and still is today was Speaker of the House. I have no problem with blocking this person for lying to you guys. You understand? I despise. I am completely repulsed by anyone who will lie and state it like it's fact when they don't know, and then when you call them on it and you say, "Hey, that's not true," they double down and they start accusing you of where you're getting your facts from. Wow. Stay far the fuck away from my real shit, bro. Stay far. I'm way too real for you. Go do some rabbit holing, man. Go do some fucking rabbit holing. Go do some fucking flat earthing. Jesus fucking Christ. And by flat earthing, I don't mean go fucking rabbit hole flat earth. By flat earthing, I mean go, you're obviously the one that gets your fucking your information from irreputable sources. It's painfully obvious if what I just did wasn't legitimate enough for you to prove you wrong in what you just spewed to my audience. Oh, God. I said, you come in here, you have a great time, guys. Just don't lie. Don't disrespect yourself. That person just disrespected themselves by coming in and lying. That's a disrespect. They disrespected you. They disrespected me. You disrespect everyone when you're a fucking liar and you just spew shit that's unverified. Look, I'm not here to fucking defend Nancy Pelosi in any way, shape, or form. She's a cunt. I just said, I want her to fucking fall on the curb and have a Mack truck run over her brain and turn her head into complete mush. Did you guys hear me say that? I fucking hate her. But all you have to do, guys, is hate on the validity. Hate on the facts. Hate on the same type of stuff that Jimmy calls people out on, man. I'm trying to teach you guys this shit. Don't be a moron, man, like that idiot. Just make shit up. Oh, she can't take credit for the impeachment of Donald Trump. Really? Let's go ask the judges. Judges say, she certainly can. She filed the articles. That's what I thought. Jeremy, I didn't know that. Wow, Jeremy Chase. Dude, I didn't know that. Did she? That's what I was trying to ask Google. Did she do it? It was her that actually filed the articles. It was her job to do it. Right? The most powerful woman in the government. It was her job. She was Speaker of the House. Right? That's what I thought. These two Republican guys brought the charges, and then someone had to file the articles, right? Wow. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if, I don't even care if she signed the paperwork. Listen, guys, Robert, sit the fuck down, jack fuck. You're not listening to me. It doesn't matter. She was Speaker of the House, and it needed her approval to get through. Of course she was involved with it. Even in the smallest way, that guy's a fucking liar for saying she had nothing to do with it. And she can't take credit for it. Yeah, she impeached the motherfucker. She did. You gotta give her credit for that. Just like you gotta give Jimmy Dore credit for saying a funny joke. Right? Right, guys? It's just reality, man. We're keeping it real in here, man. That's why there's certain people that can take this show no matter the saltiness. Yes.
We're here. We know what's happening. And again, some people who are not particularly Democratic or Republican, but do care about a pre-existing condition. Millions more of them now because of the coronavirus.
All right, if the court overturned...
Nancy, take a glass drink of water. You know that thing that they're going to privatize while you're still in office?
Privatize water.
let me give you one of your arrows.
Hey,
here.
go ahead. What's
if
up,
the
buddy?
court overturns Roe, but you have Biden in a Democratic Senate, what will you do specifically to help protect abortion rights in red states? And
So what are you, you're again, the most powerful person, super awesome power. What are you going to do? What are you going to do to protect abortion rights?
Hey.
Her answer just may surprise you.
Hey, my video editors out there, all of you guys that do this for me, will you please go back and just get that little clip of me defending Jimmy Dore against telling a funny joke? The part where I rewind it, we watch it the second time, and I laugh the second time. Please get part of that and put that on Twitter and tweet that at Miserable Lib, tweet it at Graham Elwood, tweet it at Jimmy Dore, and tweet it at the Jimmy Dore Show. I would greatly appreciate that. All my video editors out there, if y'all would do funny, interesting things, you know who you are. You guys know who you are. Thank you, guys.
Or will it? The answer is nothing. Spoiler alert.
you do anything
Pineapple
if the
Express. No
GOP
law regarding
keeps
cannabis.
the
Cannabis is a
Well,
pearl. Top of the
that
hour.
would
Sorry I'm
be
late.
much harder.
Cyber style.
That's
Cheers.
why we want people
Cyber
to
style.
vote now. Let me just say this. They've had the House and Senate and Republican president for a while. They, by and large, been fakers on the Roe v. Wade when they could have done it. They didn't. They just like to use it. But now I think with the, shall we say,
So I don't know what just happened there. I don't know if you know what just happened, but what just happened there was called a gaffe. Because what Nancy Pelosi, and what is a gaffe? In Washington, D.C., a gaffe is when you accidentally tell the truth. And so what Nancy Pelosi just did there, you know how you're supposed to vote Democrat because they're going to protect abortion rights? And that because of the Supreme Court and all that stuff. And she's saying, she asked her, what are you doing? Nancy Pelosi just said that you don't have to worry about abortion rights. That's just a bluff issue by the Republicans. They're never going to take it away. They've had control of the government before and they didn't do it, so they're not going to do it. So that's a non-issue. You don't have to worry about voting on abortion ever again. That's what she just said.
They're going to
So
overturn
when the
it.
Democrats use abortion to get your vote, she says that they're faking.
They're going to overturn it first chance they get.
Because Nancy Pelosi just said the Republicans are never going to repeal abortion. That's a fake issue.
They're gonna
So you don't
overturn it.
have to vote for the Democrats because of abortion.
had the House and Senate and let me just say this. They've had the House and Senate and Republican president for a while. They, by and large, been fakers on the Roe v. Wade when they could have done it. They didn't. They just like to use it. But now I think with the...
They've been waiting. That's all. They're just
They're
waiting.
fakers, she says. It's not a real issue. You don't have to worry about it. That's
they're
why
just
she's
waiting
not
for the right
doing
time.
anything.
Say, I don't know what the word is to use about this president, but the lack of balance that is there, you never know what he may try to do. But this is vital. And if the court cares anything about precedent, they will not overturn Roe v. Wade.
All right, but
Well, not,
specifically,
but
what
yeah,
can you
but-
do? Are there things you could pass to protect these? Because there will be abortions in certain states if it's overturned, and there won't be in others. And of course, abortion rights have been made smaller all over the country and restricted. What specifically do you have in mind to protect those
Nothing.
rights?
Nothing.
Right now, what we're fighting is some decisions in the court which may not overturn Roe v. Wade, but will enable states
Yeah.
to effectively deprive a woman of that right. So
Well, that's the game.
that is, or they could overturn the whole law, which would, I think, cause such an outcry for them that they might even find that, as we say, too hot to handle.
Did she just say 3 different things at once there? Yes. She said the abortion thing isn't an issue, but it might be. She realized, oh shit, I told the truth. You gotta be scared about abortion. I mean, you gotta be scared about it. Because anything could happen. You know that thing I said was never gonna happen? It could. I forgot. I have to use that to raise money. Hey everybody, this is the part where I tell you where all our live shows are, but there aren't any. And then this is where I tell you to join our premium program and get extra content, but nobody's got a fucking job. So just enjoy the video.
Doesn't it sound like he's gonna say, just enjoy the fucking video at the end? It's funny. Nobody checks the blood pressure anymore, pal. Psh, unreal. Dino's coming over. That could be him right there. Creeping. It could be him creeping up. But, yeah, I want to go outside and play, man, with the dog and shit. I got my Jeep out there and my truck. I'm going to go out there and wash the vehicles, get them all nice and shiny. Dino might be coming over. Like, we might do a photo shoot. I'd love to get pictures of him with those buds up on the ladder, you know. I try to do that with him every year, you know, because he taught me how to do this. He's the one that taught me... basically just almost every single method that you see me employing out there in that grow is because of something Dino taught me. So every year, you know, I like to do a photo shoot with him, man, you know, give him some buds, let him check them out. We smoke out, we'll chill, get some photos. Did Mark drive the Jeep? No, Mark hasn't been by yet, man. No, dude. I haven't even driven the Jeep in two-wheel drive. When I got it up to 60 miles an hour, I realized I was in fucking four-wheel high. I was in four-wheel drive high. So, man, I haven't experienced this. And it's really cool is shifting gears on the Roxer is really funny, man. If you press the accelerator, I've told you guys this yesterday, but if you press the accelerator all the way down, it'll like stay in first gear and go like up to 30 miles an hour and just even with the upgraded ECU on it. So all you got to do is let up the accelerator a little bit and then press down again. It goes then it kicks into the next gear, man. It's like you shift it with the accelerator or something. I don't know if that's intentional or if maybe there's something wrong with my vehicle. With the automatic transmission not shifting. But oh dude, it's so fast, man. It's so fucking fast. Right off the line. It squeals the tires, all four tires in four-wheel drive, they all spin, man, when you hit it. Oh, it's bad as fuck. It's bad as fuck. And there's no dust. And I want to put mud flaps on so there's even less dust, man. I want to do more, man. I want to get bigger tires and I want to upgrade the suspension. Oh, man, I'm having so much fun with that fucking thing, man. I can't wait till it's on the road. I just got to get the license plate. I got to order the lights. I got to get the lights, man. Okay, I got to do that. I got stuff to do. I'm going to go do some stuff. If there was 50 of you here, I'd stay and I'd keep entertaining y'all. I want you all to know that. When you see those numbers dropping, you guys, it's really your job. It's your job to get more people here because I can't do it because I'm sitting here working, trying to entertain you guys. So, thanks, you guys. Remember that. I'm out of here. I'm off. I got so much stuff to do today. I got so much fun to have. So, no law regarding cannabis. And remember to please check out my friend Ron Placone, 5 ways. Most important is ronplacone.com. That's where you're going to find all this other stuff. Ron Placone on YouTube. It's Get Your News On with Ron. It's the name of the show. And he is Ron Placone on YouTube. He's at Ron Placone on Twitter. These are all in order of importance. Then he's Ron Placone on Instagram. And then he's Ron Placone on Facebook. Okay, so follow all of him. Let him know that Nays Garden sent you. And let him know that we love him. I've got a 16-ounce jar of this going out to him. A 16-ounce jar of this. So he's going to get 16 of these in one jar. I can't wait to send it to him. I'm going to ship it out. I'm going to be hooking Lee Camp up with probably a 2-pack and some shirts. I haven't done that yet, but I'll get around to it. Like I said, I got so much stuff to do around here. I hooked up a friend of the show's mother, actually. That's going out today. That's a reason to go down the road and drop something off in the mail. I will go do that too. All right, you guys, love y'all. Take care. I'm just going to refresh the chat really fast. It's great when friends over, ladies, you can take them for a ride. Or ladies. Hell yeah, Karsten. Right on, brother. Shelly, take care. All right, you guys, take care. 20 seconds of me saying goodbye so you know that's real. This is what I do. I take 20 seconds to say goodbye so you're not just all of a sudden shut off from the live stream. So here's 20 seconds of me waving goodbye to all of you. Hello, Santa. Goodbye, everybody. Hello, hello. I don't know why you say goodbye. I say hello. Hello, hello. I don't know why you say goodbye. I say hello. You say goodbye, and I say hello. Hello, hello. I don't know why you say goodbye. I say hello. Hello, hello. I don't know why you say goodbye. You say hello. Hello. Hello.